Welcome to Stick at Night. I'm your freeholder, Anthony L. Romano, representing the cities of Hoboken and Jersey City and the wonderful Hudson County. With us today is Dr. Tenille Faison. She's the chemistry teacher at Innovative High School in Jersey City. And I think it's important that we always reach out into the community for those that are working hard to make this a better community, and you deal with a lot of inner city youth. So, tell us about yourself, Doctor.
Okay. First of all, I'm glad to be on the show. I've been very excited and anticipating this moment with you.
Thank you.
Mr. Romano, you're doing a great job, especially in Hoboken. And in terms of myself, I am a teacher, a specialization with science. I teach chemistry, and this year I have a new addition, forensic science.
Forensic science. Wow,
Yes.
That's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, so harmony with your background in law enforcement. But, you know, as a teacher, you know, there are some challenges at times, you know, dealing with the youth that are reluctant to learn science, which I think it's a great subject area and, you know, a lot to learn, and it spills into all aspects of life. But, you know, it's
Tell
always...
us about your background. Are you from Jersey City?
Yes, yes, I'm from Jersey City. I started teaching in Galveston, Texas.
Oh, so you left Jersey City.
Yeah, well, I actually started there, and I'm a newcomer for Jersey City. I've been living in Jersey City for the past 5 years.
Where were you raised in?
I was raised primarily in the South, Atlanta, Georgia, and I did
Where
live
everybody
for,
seems to be going to live. Everybody loves the quality of life in Atlanta. Huh?
Yes, yes, very nice.
So you're a
climate.
Southern belle.
Yes, yeah, yes, yes. And yeah, so I started in Galveston, and then eventually saw in the newspaper one day that there was, you know, the situation with Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, Louisiana, 2005. So that storm devastated the area. So I started teaching there to serve where the need was great, and there was a lot of you know, interest groups that were pouring in money to the school, and then of course teachers that were coming in. We gave what we could to the schools. For chemistry, there was a real big need to bring in a lot of equipment and supplies and materials for the students to learn. So I worked with the Rotary Club in the city. And of course, Sandra Bullock actually was a big endorsement for the school I was working at.
Well, she's a Texas lady, right? She's from Texas.
I believe that's her background. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it.
But
but yeah, she's done a lot for the school. It was Warren Easton High School that I worked.
So then you came to Jersey City.
Well, first I went to Houston, Texas, taught there for a little while, and then I got the call to work in Jersey City. And my parents, on my husband's side, they had recently moved to Jersey City, so I decided to go ahead and take the...
So tell us about the school you teach in. The Innovative, is it chartered?
It's Innovation High School,
Innovation
it's not a charter school, it's a public school. Public school that's comprised of approximately 350 students at this time.
Within the Snyder complex?
Within the Snyder building. And you know, we are led by a great group of teachers, approximately 25 teachers in the school, and an administrative team that is led by Dr. Wachira Brown, who is the school principal.
Awesome lady. I had the privilege of meeting her.
Oh yes, she's great, wonderful. She's one of the best principals that I've worked with.
And this is a STEAM school, correct?
And it is a STEAM school.
For the benefit of our audience, would you explain that?
Yes, STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. It's an educational approach in which it guides teachers through the learning cycle. So with STEAM, they are incorporating these aspects or concepts from the science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics into activities such as scientific inquiry, collaborative and cooperative group discussions, as well as the creation of projects. So we are a project-based school as well, and we do a lot with our lessons that revolve around helping the students to learn more and do in-depth learning through projects. But I do really appreciate the STEAM concept. It's a step up from STEM. A lot of schools are still at STEM, but we are STEAM. And the STEAM concept, educational approach, allows the students to delve deeper into what they're learning. They're building analytical skills as well as critical thinking skills. And it also allows students to identify problems in real-world situations, design solutions to those problems, and test ideas for innovating, which goes in harmony with our motto, experiment, speculate, innovate.
Well, I like that motto.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. The Jersey City Public Schools have been under state control for many years. There's just been a tumultuous period where the superintendent was let go by a board members resigning. So there's a lot of things going on. I think the acting superintendent, who I happen to respect tremendously and look up to in so many different ways, Dr. Franklin Walker, will be a soothing balm on the school system, and hopefully he'll continue to lead it. My question to you is, where are your students drawn from? Is it just, they have to be Jersey City Public School students, correct?
Yes.
And are they drawn just from Snyder or from all the high schools in Jersey City?
Yeah, they're coming from the communities of primarily Jersey City, yes.
Okay, but so in other words, would be all, or you'd to be eligible, you'd have to either be from Lincoln, Snyder, Dickinson, or Ferris,
right.
Correct? And obviously McNair students go to McNair. So you're not in competition with McNair. Is McNair a STEAM school?
Yes, it would be considered a STEAM school.
So in other words, you're another high achieving school within a Jersey City school district.
Correct.
So you're similar to McNair.
Right.
So that's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and you know, we offer again the project-based learning concept, and I'm not sure if McNair offers that, but they are more well established because they've been around longer, for over 20 years now.
Right, sure.
Where
we used to be academic before it was McNair. So now who makes that determination of where the students go? Is that up to your board, or is it based at the superintendent's office?
Yes, it is the Jersey City Public Schools, the board that decides. And then, of course, there's a lottery system with our school.
That's what I was getting at. So there's a lottery system, okay.
Yeah.
But you have to attain certain grades to get into it, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Well, when we come back from our commercial break, we're going to continue this interesting discussion to see where our children are going in the Jersey City school system, and the impressive, obviously, job that you are doing. I'm Anthony Romano. We'll be right back. Stick at Night.
We have to be able to police ourselves because we don't want anybody to tarnish our badge.
When internal affairs complaints are not handled properly, the public may believe that most officers commit crimes, when in fact that's not true. Most officers are professional.
If complaints aren't taken properly and the community that we serve doesn't have a trust in the police department, I mean, there has to be legitimacy. If the community doesn't trust the police, how could we effectively serve them? And by having a really comprehensive internal affairs unit that handles the complaints properly and people have trust in the system, it enables us to do our entire job as a police department much better.
We need the community as much as they need us. So that citizen that has lost trust in the community could be a very important witness for us tomorrow.
Hudson TMA reminds you that before you ride, you should perform the ABC Quick Check. Here's how to do it.
You don't want your bike to fail you, so get in the habit of doing the ABC Quick Check before you ride. A is for air. Check that your tires are properly inflated. They should be pumped up to the inflation rating printed on the tire. Many bicycle pumps come with a pressure gauge, so you can make sure they're properly inflated. Low pressure tires can easily puncture. B is for brakes. Check that your brakes are working. Your brake lever shouldn't come closer than a thumb's width to the handlebar. Your wheel should spin freely when the brakes are off. C is for the cranks, chain, and cassette. Grab both crank arms like this and wiggle them to make sure they aren't loose. Spin the pedals and make sure the chain runs smoothly through the gears. Quick means making sure your wheels are on tight if you have quick release wheels. The wheels should be snug in the dropouts and the quick release lever fastened tight.
Welcome back to Stick at Night. Let's continue this discussion with Dr. Faison about the wonderful things that are going on in the Jersey City Public Schools. And Doctor, we had just talked about the location. Is it good or bad that the innovative school is in the Snyder building?
I think that, you know, that there's some advantages. You know, there's a lot of people, of course, that live in that area, and we want to be open to serving, you know, anybody, a parent that wants to have a good academic environment for their child.
Do the students from Snyder interact with your students, and how is that?
Yes, at times there are interactions, just, you know, meeting through the hallways, but you know, we try to make sure that, you know, students are, because teachers have to be on post and monitor the hallways along with the principals, so we try to make sure that, you know, any type of conflict or negative behavior is reduced by us monitoring. And of course, we're working with the principal of Snyder as well, so based on those activities, you know, we keep things.
And they just had an unfortunate incident there at Snyder, and you know, I don't.
In the newspaper.
Yeah, you know, it's a shame. It's important that all our children receive a good education, and that they have to know in the home environment what's expected, and what the job that the teachers are doing. It's not easy as a former teacher myself. In a public school system, it's hard. It's not an easy job, especially when you're committed, as I see you are, and I have a lot of friends and relatives that are teachers, and the effort that has to be put in. So many teachers even provide their own resources out of their own pocket.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
many times.
So tell us more about where you see Innovative going as far as college placement. How's that? How old is Innovative High School?
Well, it's only 4 years. We've had our first graduating class last year, in which I was the Master of Ceremony, Mistress of Ceremonies. But yeah, so we're growing, and you know, I think we're on a good track now, because we have collaboration with New Jersey City University. We're offering college preparatory courses through that institution.
What about with St. Peter's, Hudson County Community?
There's internship programs that students can participate in at St. Peter's University. There's the LEAP program that we are coordinating with Hudson County Community College, where students can get an associate's degree upon graduating high school. So I mean, that's a big advantage, you know.
Wow, that's very. I didn't even know that myself. That's great.
Yeah, so we're doing great things, and of course,
what about with Stevens? Is there any relationship with Stevens?
I haven't heard anything about that institution, but
if anything, I could do. The president is very open-minded to be part of the community.
Oh, okay.
And I'd love to see also your school, you know, get some kind of relationship with Stevens.
Oh, yes.
For those that want to be engineers, it's part of the STEAM dream.
Oh, yes.
As we say there. What is the percentage of your first graduating class going to college?
Approximately 98%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very good too.
98%.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is there any other support you receive from outside for the school?
Yes, of course, the Jersey City Board of Education is there. In JCU, New Jersey City University.
What about the city government?
I haven't heard too much about the city government, but
for example, is Senator Cunningham involved, because she's a big proponent of education?
Yeah, I haven't heard of that particular person, but we do have what we call the TEALS program, which is Technology Education Assessment for Lower Secondary, and that is a way we are collaborating with tech industry volunteers, to help build the computer science program at our school. So we're in harmony with Google now, and we have a representative working with us to help the students to build their computer science skills. And so that is mostly working through the CTE department, the Career Technical Education department at our school. So that is something that's really big because we have a lot of students that are involved in video games. They love to play video games and they aspire to become computer scientists and build and create these video games. So that's something up and coming and promising.
Most of the students, I'm assuming, are inner city youth that definitely need this reinforcement and this door to open them to furthering their education and giving them a career. And a role model such as yourself, I think you accomplish more than just teaching. You're very well-spoken, educated, and I think that you're a role model. And that, ironically, this is March, Women's History Month. So again, my congratulations to all you have accomplished and where your heart is at to help those that need it the most. I think as a teacher, I remember sometimes you get so involved, even as a police officer. You have to remember that, you know, they move on and that you want to see their success and do good. Do you feel that way?
Yes, I do. In fact, you know, as I continue on in education, I see the need for the younger youth to become more invested and receive more training, especially in the primary years. Well, I've been working recently with my father-in-law to develop a business called PA to UDIC's Educational Research Center, in which the program or the business is in the preliminary stages of learning how students learn best. So what we need at this point is to perform tests using MRIs and EEGs instruments, which analyzes the brain and how it works. So I could talk to you more about it, you know, if you want, but I don't want to spill out too much because we're also building this around like 2 books. We want to publish 2 books, and a lot of information is included in these books. One of which, the book is how to develop your child's learning skills. And you know, the book goes into how the brain encodes information, and this is also a part of a theoretical framework, 2 theoretical frameworks, one of which is what we call the behavioral psycholinguistics framework. Now, that framework, it explains how the brain processes information and how teachers can instruct using certain techniques and how to engage the student to learn and learn at a faster pace.
How do you, when we come back from the break, I'll ask you if you're using those theories now in the innovative school curriculum. And also I'd like to ask you about the parental involvement and the support you get from your parents. We'll be right back after commercial break with Stick at Night and continue this interesting discussion about education.
Did you know that all New Jersey voters are entitled to vote by mail? It's true. Thanks to changes in state law, registered voters don't need a special reason to vote by mail. Now you can save time and cast your ballot from the privacy of your own home with Vote by Mail. Want to learn how? Contact the Hudson County Clerk's office at 201-369-3470 or visit us on the web at hudsoncountyclerk.org.
Voting by mail has never been easier. Just follow these steps to ensure your vote will be counted. Open your envelope. You will find your certificate, return envelope, and official ballot. When casting your ballot, use only a pencil, black, or blue ink, not red. Completely fill in the oval to the right of each selection. When writing in, do not repeat a name printed on the ballot. If torn or damaged, your vote will not be counted. Fold your ballot and place it in the pocket of the certificate before sealing it with the adhesive strip. Do not detach the strip and paper from the certificate. Fill out the required information on the certificate and don't forget to sign. If you are not mailing or delivering your ballot in person, make sure both you and the bearer of the ballot sign your name and address on the certificate and return envelope. After that, just place it in the mailbox and your vote will be counted. For more information, you can visit our website at www.hudsoncountyclerk.org or www.hudsoncountyNJ.org.
Hudson TMA reminds you that if you are going to ride your bike after dark, you must wear the proper attire.
Can you see me? How about me? It's more difficult to ride at night, but if you have to, make sure you can be seen.
Check this out. I'm wearing white, but it's not enough because I'm still difficult to see.
No matter what time of day you ride, always wear bright clothing. But at night, you really need to wear reflective or retroreflective gear. If you don't have any, buy some retroreflective tape and put it on your shoes, your jacket, and your helmet. It helps reflect light back to the driver of a car.
Make sure your bike has reflectors.
And you need a headlight and a tail light. That's the best way to get noticed in the dark. And it's the law.
Remember, the sooner a driver can see you and recognize you, the sooner they can react.
Welcome back to Stick at Night. Let's continue the discussion with Dr. Faison and what's going on in the innovative high school in Jersey City, in the Snyder complex, which seems to be, they had their first graduating class. How is the parental involvement important? Are you getting parental involvement and support?
Our parental involvement it's there, but it can be built. It should be improved, and we're looking at different strategies to help with that.
Is it frustrating?
It is very frustrating at times, but you know, we do as much as we can. You know, we have PTO nights where we have special events that are held by the students. You know, the college night where the students and the teachers get together and they invite the parents to, you know, see what great things that are happening in the colleges around the city and just get more information and in touch with college life. And there's the, you know, other events like Multicultural Night. Our Multicultural Night is coming up in April, April 17th, and that's a time where parents, students, teachers get together to celebrate our cultural differences, because Jersey City is a big melting pot of
this county is probably the most ethnically diverse county in the United States, and Jersey City and Hoboken are probably, and the other cities are probably two of the most in the country. Jersey City might be probably the most in the country. Maybe San Francisco, but it is important what you said about the different cultures. I think you need to use some of the resources available to you too. I recommend our Director of Cultural Affairs, Jeannie Eulings. I know I'm coming to the school on the 16th. I'm excited. I've had the pleasure in the past of speaking last year, and it was a very enjoyable experience. You and the staff are wonderful, Dr. Brown, and the students were very well behaved. And again, I think that it's so important to get these students involved so they're not left behind, to be part of this STEAM dream, and to have role models as yourself. To me, also, it's important, the frustration of getting these parents to understand what's going on and to be involved and to push the students in the right direction. Discipline is important. I think it's fine, all the programs, early morning programs, after school programs, but the home is important. So.
Yeah, so just going back to the theories that I had mentioned before, this is more in harmony with, you know, parents that are looking for ancillary educational supports, especially for the young kids. You know, for parents that have children from ages 3 to 6, you know, we have these theories that we've been working on, and it's found in the 2 books that we're trying to develop. I told you that one book, the title of the book, and there's another book, Laying the Foundation for Emerging Scholars and Leaders. So those books, again, they're just talking about the theories, one of which behavioral psycholinguistics, and then another theory, the 4/3 pi r cubed helical complex.
Whoa.
I know, they're very technical terms, and I probably go back to school to learn neuroscience after all of this, but I think it's wonderful, and like you said, I'm very passionate about education and learning, and the way the brain works. And so the theories that go into that, and they teach how parents can help their children to learn in a very, fundamental way,
So
but building literacy
you're
skills.
suggesting classes for the parents to educate them?
Yeah, yeah, because, it's not just education. We say education is a broad term, but the literacy skills. What are we doing to help with that department? Because that is the foundation of everything when we talk about education. So the book goes into, building those skills at a very fundamental
What does
level.
your high school do with regard to literary skills?
Well, we're doing what we
or
can.
literacy, I should say.
Yeah, we're doing what we can. We have a great English department, and they're working with students to build skills with writing. We're off the charts in terms of state exam scores.
Really?
Yeah, in terms of writing, we're doing really good with the students.
That seems to be a lost art, writing, because of everything is computer driven.
Yes, exactly. And to keep that that kind of behavior down, minimize that negative behavior down. Again, the primary years are where you need to hit the student or hit the child really hard and give them the skills that they need. So by the time they go to public schools or private schools, they're prepared and ready to do whatever the teacher needs them to do. So I think that's really important. But our school is working a lot with the students, but of course we do have competition with the cell phones, and video games at times.
Are cell phones allowed in class to be on?
Well, no, they're not allowed in terms of social media interaction. Now, if a teacher decides to use it for instructional purposes, then that's okay, because there are, calculator features there, and some other tools there that might be needed by the teacher, or the teacher might need the students to use at the time. But
just
yes.
by the way, one of my worst subjects, hardest subjects, was chemistry.
Oh, really?
You really have to have a love of science to for chemistry. But
Yes.
It's amazing what you said, what's going on, and more people should know in our audience and in the county of what you're accomplishing at this school, the enthusiasm that you're exhibiting, as well as the success, hopefully, as each graduating class gets more and more, but 98% going to college. Now, do you track them also in college to see how far that you're going to do that? I mean, obviously, it's only their first year.
Yeah.
But you want to see who drops out and who, stays, and what field they get into. For your own, benefit, so you know.
Yes, we have started that, and especially those students that are going to New Jersey City University, because it's right across the street from our school, so it is easy to monitor. But
So, tell us your last comments before we say goodnight.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's been an honor. We're looking forward to you coming to our school on April 16th. And if anybody is interested, they want to learn more about our 2 books that are coming out, you could email ewfaison60@gmail.com. That's EWFAISON at 60@gmail.com.
That's great. And again, we wish you the best, and hope to continue, anything we could do for you here with the county to help support what you're doing.
Okay.
Again, it's, I think, important that we know what we need to do as parents and as elected officials to support the wonderful work that's going on in schools such as McNair. We had High Tech here a couple weeks ago, Hudson County Community. We have to be here to help our students. I'm your freeholder, Anthony L. Romano, represent Hoboken, Jersey City. For now, goodbye with Stick at Night. We'll see you again soon. Thank you for tuning in.